the CFA Charter. It's often called the global gold standard in investment management, and for good reason.
It absolutely is.
But let's be blunt about it. Achieving it is a complete marathon. We're talking about a time commitment that, it rivals a master's degree.
Oh, easily. We're talking well over 900 hours of focused study across 3 pretty grueling levels.
So if you're looking ahead at the 2025 exam windows, you're going to need a competitive edge. And that is exactly our mission today. We are going to unpack the huge curriculum changes, especially that brand new specialization at Level 3. We'll also dissect the true difficulty using expert analysis and the actual pass rates, and then synthesize the highest leverage strategies to keep you on track. Okay, let's unpack this.
I think going into this, you just have to respect the difficulty and the time.
Yeah.
If we look at the data from, say, the last decade, the average pass rate across all 3 levels barely crests 44%.
Wow, 44%.
It is designed to be tough. And when we look at the effort required, the numbers are sobering. Successful candidates report spending an average of 303 hours on Level 1.
Just for Level 1.
Just Level 1. Then it's 328 for Level 2 and 344 for the final Level 3 exam. And when we talk strategy, we have to start from the idea that these are the minimum targets.
What's so fascinating about those numbers is how they increase. It's not just more content, right? It feels like it reflects a total cognitive shift that's built into the program.
It's exactly right. The CFA Institute is very intentional about this progression. Level Y, it focuses on learn and describe.
The foundation.
It's all foundation. Terms, concepts, formulas, just building a massive breadth of knowledge.
And then what happens when you get to Level 2?
Level 2 shifts, and it shifts dramatically to analyze and evaluate. It becomes pure application and asset valuation.
So less memorizing, more doing.
Exactly. They start presenting everything in these little vignettes, these short case studies, and they force you to use those foundational tools to, value a company or some complex bond.
And Level 3 is the capstone.
It's the synthesis level. Integrate and apply.
Yeah.
You're pulling everything you've learned together to manage complex client portfolios, handle strategic risk. It's all about real-world scenarios. It's strategic, not just computational.
And the exam format itself just reinforces that pressure. Level I is just high volume, 180 multiple choice questions. That gives you, about 90 seconds a question?
90 seconds. And that speed is where the pressure really, really hits.
And this rigor isn't just, an internal thing. It's been benchmarked externally, hasn't it?
Yes. For context, the UK NERIC, which is Britain's official academic recognition center, has looked at this. They say Level I is comparable to a diploma of higher education.
Oh.
Level 2 jumps up to a bachelor's degree standard, and Level 3 that's comparable to the rigor of a master's degree. You are effectively earning a highly specialized graduate degree.
Let's pivot to the pass rates, because I think the statistics hide this really critical insight about momentum. The historical averages are famously tough. 41% for Level 1.
Right, 46% for Level 2 and about 51% for Level 3.
But what's really fascinating is the story behind who is passing.
It is. The data strongly suggests that maintaining momentum is just critical to success. If you look at recent Level I results, first-time test takers had a much higher pass rates, around 50%.
50%. Okay, so what about the candidates who defer, the ones who postpone their exam?
Their pass rate, it plummets down to 29%.
29, that's a 21-point drop.
It's a massive performance penalty for deferring. And we see this across all levels. The data is clear. Once you commit and start studying, you have to prioritize sitting for that exam. It's not just procrastination. That's career jeopardy.
Wow, that really drives the message home. Stay focused.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on to the actual curriculum for 2025, there's actually some good news for people tackling Levels I and II.
Yes, there's a lot of continuity. The Level I curriculum is staying at 93 learning modules with only very minor updates. A few chapters in ethics, really.
So if you have 2024 materials, you can probably get started with those.
You can definitely start with those core readings. Yep.
And Level 2 saw a bit of a consolidation. You mentioned they removed a couple of learning modules, or LMs. Did that content just disappear?
It was a slight reduction. The total LMs went from 47 down to 45. They removed economics of regulations and financial statement modeling.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, that second one is important. It likely means those modeling skills are now just integrated into other readings. We also saw a complete update to an alternative investment module and, of course, the standard ethics updates. A minor tweak here, really.
All right, now we get to the real structural change for 2025. This is crucial for anyone advancing in the program. Here's where it gets really interesting.
The Level 3 structure has fundamentally changed. The Institute has introduced specialized pathways. This is them acknowledging just how diverse the investment industry has become.
So the exam is now split.
It's split into two distinct parts, yes.
So break that down for us. What's mandatory and where's the choice?
Okay, so the first part is the Common Core, mandatory for everyone, and it makes up about 65 to 70% of the exam weight. This covers the big strategic principles: asset allocation, portfolio construction, risk management, ethics,
The essentials.
the absolute essentials. And they've actually streamlined the number of readings here, which should help candidates focus their efforts.
And the second part.
The second part is the specialized pathways. This is the 30 to 35% of the exam. And you have to choose one of 3 new electives when you register.
And that choice is locked in for that exam window.
Locked in, that's right.
So what are the 3 options? What are they targeting?
First, you have the portfolio management pathway. This is the, let's call it the traditional path. It's focused on advanced public markets content, active equity investing, complex fixed income stuff.
Okay, the classic CFA role.
Exactly. Second is the new private markets pathway. This is focused on the workflow of the general partner, the GP, the firm that manages the funds, covers private equity, private debt, real estate, infrastructure.
So for anyone targeting those buy-side alts roles.
That's who it's for. And the third is private wealth. This centers entirely on serving high net worth clients, so think $5 million and up. It covers family dynamics, wealth transfer, philanthropy, all the complex situations for, say, entrepreneurs or athletes.
So this isn't just some academic change. This is the CFA Institute looking at the job market and saying, we see where this is going, private markets, high net worth management, and we're aligning the curriculum with that.
Precisely. The whole goal is to make the charter more immediately applicable to a wider range of roles.
That makes a lot of sense, but is there a risk? I mean, by specializing so early, could candidates miss out on that broad knowledge the charter was always known for?
That's a fair question.
Yeah.
But the Institute has, I think, mitigated that risk by keeping 65 to 70% of the exam on that Common Core.
Right.
So the essential processes like asset allocation and risk management,
Right.
they're still central. The pathways just offer a deeper dive into the application of those skills for a specific career track.
And this is critical. No matter which path you choose, you get the exact same CFA charter at the end.
Absolutely. No distinction on the charter itself. The purpose is strictly to sharpen your competitive edge, to give you vocational mastery for a specific job, not to create a different credential.
This all sounds, frankly, a bit overwhelming. Which brings us to strategy. If I have 5 or 6 months to prepare for a level, what should that blueprint look like?
You need a 3-phase blueprint, and you have to respect the order. The first 3 months, that's for core learning, content acquisition, reading the curriculum or condensed notes, whatever you choose. You are learning the material.
Okay, phase 1 is learning.
Phase 2 is critical. It's practice and reinforcement. For 2 or 3 months, you shift almost entirely to high-volume practice questions your Q bank.
So you stop reading and just do questions.
Mostly. You only go back to the readings to address specific gaps that your Q bank performance highlights. Targeted rereading shouldn't be more than, say, 10% of your time. The question bank becomes your main textbook.
And the final phase?
Exam simulation. The final month must be dedicated to completing at least 4 to 6 full-length timed mock exams. You have to master time management and get used to the pressure of the computer-based testing interface. You have to simulate exam day over and over.
That emphasis on practice brings up the classic dilemma. Official CFA curriculum versus third-party providers. If you only have the budget for one supplement, how do you even choose?
It's about strategic balance. The official curriculum is mandatory for ethics. You have to use it for that. And it has the definitive end-of-chapter questions, but it is exhaustive.
To put it mildly.
Right. So most people supplement for efficiency. You're generally choosing between 2 strengths, concise notes, or a superior practice environment.
So like Kaplan Schweser versus UWorld.
That's the main matchup.
Yeah.
Kaplan Schweser is famous for its Schweser notes. Best in the industry for summarizing the curriculum. They also have great video lectures and offer more mock exams, often 6 or more.
And UWorld seems more focused on the tech side of testing.
UWorld's advantage is their adaptive QBank. It gives you these incredibly detailed explanations why every option is right or wrong, often with visuals. And crucially, their platform is known for replicating the official testing interface almost perfectly.
So it's a choice between the best notes and the best simulation.
It is. A choice between superior condensation and a superior simulation environment.
One last tactical tip, especially for levels I and II, where that 90-second clock is always ticking. What do you do if you're running out of time?
Always remember, There is no penalty for guessing on the CFA exams.
No negative marking.
None. You have to answer every single question. If time is running low, select an answer for everything remaining, even if it's a blind guess. You significantly improve your odds. Never leave a bubble blank.
So what does this all mean? The path to the charter is demanding. We're talking 300-plus hours per level, extreme discipline, and momentum. Remember that 21-point penalty for deferring? And the biggest change for 2025 is that Level 3 specialization. It demands you make a real career-aligned choice between portfolio management, private markets, or private wealth.
And don't forget, passing the exams is only part of it. You still have to accumulate 4,000 hours of professional work experience over at least 36 months, and that work has to be directly related to the investment decision-making process.
Right, and the administrative part, the professional conduct inquiry form, you have to complete, basically a background check to confirm you're in good ethical standing, which is so central to the charter's reputation.
You know, the introduction of these new pathways at Level 3 really does improve the vocational relevance of the CFA,
Mhm.
and it raises an important question for you, the learner, to consider when you choose a path.
Okay.
How does selecting, say, the private markets pathway now change the traditional career trajectory? Does this new specialization now compete directly with an MBA for people targeting roles in private equity or venture capital? Or does it complement it? It's a powerful new dynamic that really changes the whole calculation of opportunity cost.